When does this happen in the game? And where is this? From the background, we could assume it to be the Dark Carnival roller coaster chapter. But if that's the case, then why is there a Vietnam type explosion going on? The Left 4 Dead 2 trailers are nonsense. They're not real. They're not canon. I mean, I'm not joking. Just look at them. Just compare them to the real game.
Buddy Keith lived in a graveyard once for a whole year.
The trailer begins the Dark Carnival, which, by the way, you can't even walk through here the way they're walking through in the trailer. There's a truck blocking the way in the actual game. Unless the survivors walk to the end of this road and walk back into the main path. But then you gotta ask the question of why? There's never any supplies down there. In fact, there's never even a point to go down there at all. Then it fades to what I assume is the parish or dead center. I can't tell. It's probably the parish due to the bridge above. Any which way, Coach breaks in with his elbow. Does that explain the scratch he has on his elbow? Not to mention, you can't do that in the real game. Nick opens the cash register with his pistol, yet can't do that in the game either. Ellis smiles at the laser sights. That's probably the most canon thing there is in this trailer. Problem is, no one actually uses the laser sights in the trailers after Ellis finds them. How is the comment section gonna defend this, huh? Oh, well, it's not that deep. Yeah, you know what else is deep?
The Marianas Trench. Deepest point on Earth.
Ellis is holding like 3 different primary weapons. Yeah, more evidence that the workshop exists. I'm pretty sure Ellis downloaded plugins in order to do that. Ellis kicks open a safe house door. Either I'm going crazy or this building has 2 doorways, but I doubt that they installed a safe house door. Overnight, the door Coach broke into wasn't a safe house door, unless Coach is really that strong and was able to break open the safe house door. And then not only that, repair it the same day. Nick using a pistol? After finding all those guns, Nick chooses not to use the dual pistols, which by the way are way stronger than the normal single pistol. And I'm sure that Ellis found plenty of pistols in the freaking weapon cabinet because he was handing them out like candy. Speaking of which, what happened to all the weapons on Ellis's back? They disappeared due to the universal rule of only having one primary? Or maybe he shared them with the other survivor? No, he didn't, because Coach is using a tier 1 shotgun like No Skilch, and Rochelle is using a fire axe instead of the pistol Ellis gave her. Even she knows how bad the single pistol is. Come on, Nick, do better, seriously. Coach in the next frame punches a zombie. Damn, I don't remember Coach being able to do that in the game. And in the game, guess what? Coach can barely take a punch from a zombie himself. Then the next scene, Ellis is running away from the jock and Nick ends up shooting Ellis.
Did you seriously think that was a good idea?
Then there's this really spooky scene with the spitter. My question is, why did the survivors just let her spit? In the real game, if you saw a spitter, Coach uses a chrome shotgun, yet it sounds like the pump shotgun. When they get to the roof, the dialogue is completely different to what they actually say in the game.
This is not happening.
Anyone here?
This is not happening. This is not happening.
Aren't they supposed to be saving our asses?
Looks like there's been a change of plans.
Come back! Come back! Oh, he ain't coming back.
They quickly cut to the parish finale where they're bombing the bridge as the Left 4 Dead 2 survivors are on it, which doesn't happen in the game, or well, doesn't happen to this extent. And yes, we do use radios in the game, but we don't carry it around like Rochelle does. Speaking of which, that would have been pretty smart of the survivors to carry a walkie-talkie that they found on the dead body. Coach gets completely knocked over and says, but the lip syncing is completely off. Ellis is just a goofy guy in this trailer. Gets caught by every special infected in the game. But if we were talking the real Left 4 Dead 2 game. By the way, Ellis runs into the elevator, which is on the bottom floor of the Dead Center finale. Yet when Coach takes an unreal amount of time just to kill one common infected, well, to be fair, it's like 2, with a chainsaw, which by the way confirms how bad the chainsaw is, because it took forever to kill those zombies. Then they descend down the elevator, even though the elevator was already on the bottom floor when Ellis got smoked. As the elevator is going down, there's a super horde amount of zombies in the bottom floor. More evidence that the workshop is canon. On top of that, there's a boomer just standing in the bottom. If that boomer was standing there in versus, he'd be gunned down instantly. Rochelle with the turreted weapon only kills 4 zombies. More proof that mounted guns suck. Coach dolphin dives like if it's Call of Duty, and Ellis uses a grenade launcher that somehow stuns the tank. All of that is clickbait. You can't do any of that in the game. The chainsaw doesn't even look like that in Left 4 Dead 2. If this was Versus, these guys would instantly die. There's never a moment where you're walking around like this. The witch instantly gets aggro by the flashlight. That's just not true. And she can't even break down doors in game. Francis is one-handing the shotgun. Yeah, right. The special infected that Zoe kills falls over onto the car, triggering the car alarm. That's impossible. Literally, the boomer and the hunter can just jump on the freaking car freely in the game. The ladder that the tank uses and knocks down and gets crushed by is missing his dead body when you load up No Mercy's first chapter. And before you say the rubble is what buried the tank, you're wrong, because there's no rubble there when he fell down in the trailer. The only thing that came down was a ladder he brought down with him. On top of that, you can't grab survivors while they're mid-fall. It's all clickbait. The Charger runs around like a monkey, yet he's 10 times more tame in the game. The Charger can't knock down fences. This I promise you. And those sounds he makes? Pistol running out of ammo? To all you pistol enjoyers, what do you have to say about that? You have 2 sound effects when using the bat, and everyone looks goofy. But it's a teaser trailer. Yeah, but that's nonsense. Left 4 Dead 2 was released a year after Left 4 Dead 1. How can there be a teaser so fast? Sounds crazy, but there were a few TV ads for Left 4 Dead 2 at one point. The first TV spot has commentary from an unknown voice. There is ammo and supplies in a spot that doesn't have ammo and supplies in this certain chapter of Dark Carnival. And there's mudmen in the Dark Carnival TV spot for some reason. And Coach somehow launches that mudman across the map. Guess Tasty Cool's Coach is also canon. Ellis says and awkwardly looks behind him, and then the teaser ends. The second TV spot is basically the same as the original Left 4 Dead 2 intro. The only difference is the spitter does not pop her head out. Everything else is basically the same. The Charger in this looks a bit different from its in-game counterpart, and the part where the elevator opens actually continues. None of the zombies die here. Not joking, I'm gonna zoom in. You can clearly see that no zombies die, though you can see muzzle flashes. Not much that changes Left 4 Dead 1 TV spots from the intro cutscene. Also, Lewis apparently hit the rifle range outside of work. There's one frame where they're surrounded by the infected that's not in the intro. Didn't notice this, but basically Zoe football shoves a hunter. While you do shove things in the game, you don't shove things like this at all in game. Where's everybody else?
Where are you headed?
We heard New Orleans was the last holdout. Now I just figured we go there.
What now? I don't think this is gonna work out.
You hear that sound? That's the sound the tank makes when he's hitting you when you're down. Does that mean they both died as soon as the trailer ended? There's apparently beta trailers of Left 4 Dead out there, though I don't know if these are official or not. Everyone looks completely different, and they all get their asses kicked. The game sounds are straight from Half-Life 1, and it looks exactly like Counter-Strike Source. And apparently the zombies bite in this trailer, so no more of that BS. Left 4 Dead 2 zombies are not zombies, they're common infected. This trailer proves it, if it is official. I'm just gonna go out of my way and say my game theory. All the trailers are alternate timelines. Timelines where the survivors die and do different things. That's why in Dead Center, even when we see zombies in the trailer, they act like they've never seen zombies ever before. Even though in the trailer, there's plenty of zombies. And you know what? That's nonsense.